The sun was high over Aregun, casting long shadow over the death path that wound through the heart of the village. Women balanced pots on their head, their babies tied to their back with brightly colored fabric. Men gathered under the baobab tree, arguing who would win the next wrestling competition. Life in Aregun was as predictable as the morning rooster, but for Adetutu, everything was about to change. Adetutu, the daughter of Iya Adunni, was known for her great gentle demeanor and devotion to the church. She sang in the choir, stitched clothes for her mother's customers, and dreamed of one day opening a sewing shop in the nearby town of Ijayi. But her mother's strict rule loomed over her like a heavy cloud. Iya Adunni was a widow who clung to her faith with the grip of a drowning woman clutching driftwood. Her voice thundered through the house each morning with commands. Adetutu, sweep the compound. Adetutu, read your Bible. Adetutu, pray. It was during a church revival that Adetutu's life took a turn she could never have foreseen. The revival was held in the neighboring town of Ijebu-Ode, and Pastor Akinfenwa had promised the congregation that miracles awaited those who attended. Iya Adunni, of course, insisted they both go. The church compound buzzed with energy that night, as lanterns flickered and the church choir sang. Adetutu stood near the back of the crowd when she noticed him, Oluwaseyi. He wasn't from Aregun. His brightly colored agbada and confident posture revealed he was an outsider. When his eyes met hers, she felt her heart race in a way she had never experienced. After the service, Oluwaseyi approached her with the ease of someone accustomed to charming people. "You sang beautifully well," he said. His voice was smooth, like honey dripping from a spoon. Adetutu blushed, stammering a shy thank you. Over the following weeks, Oluwaseyi found reasons to visit Aregun, claiming his trade brought him there. In truth, it was Adetutu who drew him. He praised her voice, complimented her sewing, and made promises of a future she had never dared to imagine. Despite the warnings of her mother and the quiet whisper of her conscience, Adetutu found herself falling for him. But all dreams must end, and Adetutu's shattered in the silence of her small room a month later. The nausea had started softly, then grew relentless. Her mother noticed her exhaustion, the loss of appetite, and the way her face seemed to glow even without the sun. It was the local midwife who confirmed what Adetutu already feared. She was pregnant. When Iya Adunni learned the truth, her fury was unmatched. "You have disgraced me. You have disgraced our family and the church," she screamed, her voice cracking. "What will I tell the elders? What will I tell God?" Adetutu begged for forgiveness, but it was no use. Iya Adunni turned her out of the house, tossing her few belongings into the dirt. "Go to the father of your child if you must, but you will not stay here." Adetutu wandered the village, clutching her small bag, her tears mingling with dust on her face. She thought of Oluwaseyi, but he had disappeared as soon as she told him of the pregnancy. "I can't take care of a child now," he had said before vanishing into the night. It was Baba Aderemi, the village herbalist, who found her sitting by the river weeping. His voice was gentle as he said, "Come, child, you cannot sit here all night. The river spirits may not harm you, but the cold will." Adetutu hesitated. Baba Aderemi was a peculiar man, respected for his knowledge of herbs, but avoided by the deeply religious for his supposed ties to ancient practices. Still, she had nowhere else to go. His hut was small but warm, and he gave her a bowl of yam porridge, which she ate hungrily. "Why are you out here?" he asked. When she explained, his eyes softened. "Your child is not a curse, Adetutu. Every life is a gift, even when it comes in ways we don't expect." Adetutu found some peace in his word. But the village was not so kind. Whispers followed her wherever she went, and the church elders declared her an example of what happened when young women strayed from God's path. Adetutu bore it all with quiet strength, praying every night for forgiveness and guidance. One night, Baba Aderemi sat by the fire, staring into the flame. "Adetutu," he said suddenly, "I had a vision before you came here. A child with a mark shaped like a dove. A child who would bring great change. I believe your child may be that one." Adetutu felt a chill run through her. She touched her growing belly and wondered, could her child truly be destined for something greater? Or was it just another test of her faith?